We are in.
Evening.
Evening all. Smile, smile, close, smile. We're in. We're in the live. We're in the live. Let's talk transfers. So we're here tonight to talk about Gnonto and Phillips. You've seen the thumbnail. You've seen obviously all the rumours. And for us, it's about first of all, we need signings,
Yes.
right? Because our squad depth is getting. Well, it shows that our squad depth is not good enough. When we get knocked out the cup by Burnley, you've got the front three that haven't scored a goal.
Burnley.
Bristol. I mean, Bristol, Burnley. It doesn't matter who it is. They were shit, and we got knocked out. But look, let's start talking about what people are coming for, which is Gnonto and Phillips, Chloe.
So we'll start with Phillips. So it's rumoured to be a 7 million loan fee for 6 months with a view to a permanent.
Yeah. My personal opinion on Calvin Phillips. So obviously it's come out today. Barcelona are up for him as well. By the way, yeah, Barcelona want him. A few different people were after him after his signature. Obviously, it was a big move to Man City a couple of years ago now. He's 28 years old, so arguably in the peak of his career now, and he ain't playing games. So over the last 2 seasons, we made out how many games he played.
How many games he's played? 30 times over 2 seasons. 30
times over 2 seasons. So to put that into perspective, 16 times in the Premier League. How many of them have been substitution appearances?
A lot.
I think 90% of them.
Yeah.
I think he's only started once for them in the Premier League. Might be wrong. And then City are in every cup competition there is right to the end. So he features as a sub in the Champions League games. Some of them he's obviously started because Rodri's been injured this season. But obviously for him, with the Euros round the corner, he wants first team football, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I just don't know if he's going to get that with us. I mean, obviously, I think we need him for the depth.
Yeah.
But starting week in, week out, I don't think it's going to happen for him.
Yeah. Why?
Well, I just think, obviously, I would put him in over Souček for different reasons. I'm not saying Souček's a bad player, he's a good player. But we know that Moyes isn't going to drop Souček for anyone. No. I think we could sign Ronaldo and Moyes wouldn't drop Souček.
Yeah.
I just think.
Do you not think, though, like with say, Calvin Phillips, for example, when you look at last night, Tuesday night, it shows the importance of Alvarez.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Or not just even Alvarez. Over the last couple of seasons, it was that man, number 41. And he would start things, build things, but it'd also break up play really well. And without Alvarez in the team, that bit of tenacity, that bit of passion and power, we don't have that in there, do we? Yes, Ward-Prowse, he gets about, but he ain't got that. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say, just that bit of like urgency almost. Yeah. To go in and slide tackle, you know you're not going to win it, just to get the crowd going a little bit. And just
the Bristol home game. So Alvarez was having it with that geezer who should have got sent off on Tuesday night. Yeah. And he was having it with him, and we were sat right by the corner. I could see him give him a lip, and I said to Chloe, he's going to get booked. Stuck a tenner on Alvarez to get booked. He literally got booked 10 minutes later, didn't he? But they were having it. But that's what you want. You want someone who's going to drive the team forward and really just lift the atmosphere a bit. And that's what I feel like at home especially is needed. Yeah. And Phillips, could he be that player? I think so. I watched some clips of him today. It come up in my feed when he was at Leeds. He's a ball player, so he likes long field passes, sort of switching the play. But in that last season at Leeds, he had injuries. He hasn't played for a couple of seasons. He went there when he was 25, 26. He's now 28. Yeah. I just worry about it.
You've got to question his fitness as well. He's not going to be able to come in and perform 90 minutes. Not that we need him to, but he's not going to be able to come in and do that. No. And you know what Moyes likes to gradually build players in. So,
well, even Paqueta didn't start when we first signed him. No. I think overall with the Phillips thing, having him for 6 months will be beneficial for Phillips because obviously he needs to play before the Euros come about. And I think personally, if we sign Phillips, I think that will be what pushes Souček out of the team. I do. And Souček has gone quiet again over the last few games in all competitions. And I'm just gutted the way we've thrown in the towel for the FA Cup and the League Cup, to be honest. I just think it's outrageous. Benrahma probably coming out today that he's played his last game.
Yeah.
For us. That stamp was just unbelievable, wasn't it? What was that about?
I think. It was on Williams, the player that I think, did he injure Bowen? I don't know. I think he was guiding all of our players in the home game. Yeah. But you got to look at it. They should have had 2 red cards. Yeah. I'm not. Benrahma was 100% with a red card. I don't know what he was doing.
Cresswell around the ear.
Yeah.
Like proper clipped him.
The official in the background going.
Yeah. Fourth official was staring at him like, yeah, you've just fucked up. There. Yeah. Nothing. Literally nothing. And then obviously he went down the wing. And Cresswell's tried to block him off, and the geezer's knocked Cresswell over.
Yeah, then Cresswell gets booked.
Yeah, again, I think I know we're kind of crossing in between Phillips and the Bristol game Tuesday night. Just looking at that Bristol game again, when you've got a starting 11, I mean, the only one I actually believe had a respectable performance was that man Emerson. Again, every game he plays, you feel sorry for him, but when you've got a team full of players who don't actually want to be there, or they feel like number 2s, so basically the whole team, Cresswell, Ings, Benrahma, Cornet, all lacking in confidence, all feel like outcasts. Even Mavropanos has felt like an outcast for the majority of the season, and Fab as well. Like it doesn't build a good. Feeling around the team, does it, when the game's coming?
Not saying they didn't care, but they're probably in the back of their head looking to move on. Yeah. So there's no motivation there to think, I want to go and win this.
Yeah.
As maybe other players would.
Yeah. We've got, so Chloe, obviously, normally Tom's doing the podcast. Chloe's done many a podcast with us over the last sort of year and a bit since we've started, and the lives we've been doing for, obviously, Russ Anthony, they've helped us get these lives going. On a Thursday night. It was a lot more frequent before Christmas, and we're trying to get back into the rhythm in the new year. It is still, only a few weeks into the new year, but Tom is in a pub tonight. He's on a little work thing, currently with your little brother Tom in a pub. He says, give us a shout out. So I hope you're having a good time, guys. Here's Lawrence. He's saying, bye Benny, and bring in Gnonto from Leeds to replace him off the bench. Look, Lawrence, I watched Gnonto, and you've led us straight into our next talking point. So thank you very much. Gnonto, stats-wise, I'm not all about stats, right? No. But what's his season stats, Chloe?
So he's played 21 games this season for Leeds. He's scored 1 goal and he's got 1 assist. As an attacker, at least be getting the assists. He's a winger. You got to remember the start of the season, how he started the season. He didn't want to play. He wanted to push and move out of Leeds.
Yeah. He did. I mean, look, we've always liked a bit of a bastard, haven't we, at West Ham? Like someone, we like him and we hate him, right? Someone who comes in, tears it up for a year or two, and then slings his hook. You know what I mean? But someone who's got a bit about him, some bit of personality. You need that. Kind of Danny Ings. I don't want to cuss people out too much because I actually feel for Danny Ings, because I actually believe, give him a run of 5 or 6 games starting, he'll start picking us up his performances. But I also feel like that is the case with anyone. However, there ain't time for 5 or 6 games in the Premier League, or if you get the opportunity to start a game in the cup against the mid-table Championship side. I mean, he had the chance. He had that one where he cut back on his left foot and then decided to sort of square it and not. So, look, Gnonto, he's 20 years old. He's unproven. He played in the Premier League. He played 24 times in the Premier and he scored 2.
2 goals, yeah.
TV's gone more keys. Let's try and flip that back on, but yeah.
Yeah, 2 goals in the Prem. One of them was a worldie, I feel like. I don't remember it.
He scored a banger.
Yeah, he did score a banger. Yeah. And I think then everyone was like, he's going to be a player. He's going to be a good player. Yeah. But he's not really gone on from that. He's shown good things, definitely. He's pacey. He's got good strength about him. But, I mean...
Look, Anton, I'm happy to take a punt on him, but then, what are we going to sort of peg all our hopes for the rest of the season on Gnonto when you've got players like Callum Marshall who's picking up Premier League of the PL2 Player of the Months. I thought out of the 2 when they come on against Bristol, he looked the sharper.
Yeah, he did.
I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with Divine when he comes on, because he's the complete other side of the coin with when you compare him to someone like Scamacca would mope around. Obama runs like a maniac, but then he's never actually in the right position at the right time from a striker's point of view. And Gnonto is obviously more of a winger, but I like him. But he seems like literally he has just said what I was about to say. Seems like a disaster waiting to happen. But look, we'll have to wait and see when we play.